It's lovely to meet you. I've had the privilege of interviewing a few of the other cast members over the last couple of years as well,
Oh,
including
great.
Jonathan. So it's
Okay.
really great to meet you, and thank you so much for your time. So grateful. So I represent a Christian radio station here in the UK, and we cover The Chosen, and we love it to bits.
Oh, I'm so
Tell us,
glad.
oh, it's really great to meet you. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your role in The Chosen?
Of course. Well, my name's Giavani. I'm from Livonia, Michigan, out here in the States. I played one of the disciples, Thaddeus, and have been a part of it since we began season one in 2018. And it's crazy to think how we're just getting to the end of it all. So it's very bittersweet. We just wrapped on season six, and we're excited for people to see season five globally September 28th.
Yeah, we can't wait. We absolutely can't wait. Tell us a little bit about Thaddeus, because he's probably, everybody knows Peter and Andrew and James
Of
and John
course.
and Matthew. Tell us a little bit about Thaddeus. Big him up for us.
Well, when I auditioned originally for Simon, and then I auditioned for Andrew, and when Dallas offered me the role as Thaddeus, I had to ponder to myself. I didn't say this vocally because I wanted the role. I was like, who is Thaddeus?
Yeah.
I don't think you're allowed to make up a disciple, Dallas. That could be very. I don't think we're headed in the right direction.
Yeah,
But actually doing research, I found out he's also known as Saint Jude as well.
yes.
And the writing that our writers have fleshed out for these characters, I knew very, very closely. He was a peacemaker, someone who really wanted people to know that they were seen and important and valued, kind of in the
Oh,
way Jesus saw people. So I related to Thaddeus very quickly.
fantastic. And he's got a very different profession, hasn't he, to some of the others?
A
He's
very
more
different
evangelical
profession
Christian.
as a stonemason
Thaddeus is
and
a bit different.
building latrines with Jesus. So it's a little bit, yeah, it's a little different, a little different.
Do you imagine that maybe in those years that we don't know much about Jesus' life, when he was perhaps working as a carpenter with Joseph, the two of them ever worked together?
Hey, you never know. You never know. I mean, definitely the way that the Chosen chose to portray the beginning of his
Yeah,
journey.
yeah.
I'm very grateful for that. There'll be a nice little sequence in season five for people to look out for.
Oh, well, we'll watch out for that. So tell us a little bit how he fits in with the dynamic of the group of the disciples.
I think
How does he, what is his
yeah.
role within the group, as it were?
I think, Thaddeus and little James, who's played so beautifully by Jordan Walker Ross, I think it's they balance the group out so well. There's so many different personalities, especially when arguments occur or disagreements occur. For the most part, they're people that, don't vocalize initially, but when they do have something to say, it really hits meaning, and they're very observant. So, I think Thaddeus is very good on trying to see both sides of the argument and
Sure.
also making sure like, hey, like we are all seeing here, we're at the very core of it, guys, it's us against the problem. It's not the
Yeah,
problem, the problem is not going to divide us. And I
yeah.
think in a group you need people like that. So I'm proud to be one to portray that
And
as
how
Thaddeus
is
makes a
his
point.
personal relationship with Jesus
I
going?
think it's very close. There's a sentimental moment in season four when Jesus talks to little James and Thaddeus, and as people are, the rest of the disciples are kind of arguing on the inside. Jesus just needs a break. He sits right next to us and he says, "Remember when it was just the three of us?" And
Great thing.
it's kind of like, wow, that was a lifetime ago. And I think me and little James are really pondering and being like, this is our friend right here that the weight of the world is on. Even though we don't specifically know what's coming,
Yeah.
we want our friend to be okay. And we're kind of probing to be, hey, like, what does this mean? You said like scribes are going to be, really coming at you. Like, what does this mean?
Of course,
Uh,
spoiler alert, we know what's coming.
we do
Um,
know what's coming.
how do you think Thaddeus is going to, without giving too much away, going to cope?
Man, you know what? I think he's going to be hit with um, something that's so unsettling. Thaddeus is trusted since the very beginning,
Right.
kind of on blind faith, if you will. He was the first one to be called according to the chosen. So I think Thaddeus kind of on a whim, without any evidence was like, hey, I want to, I trust you. You said you were going to build a kingdom, a fortress stronger than stone. I want to see what that's about. But
Yeah.
now seeing his friend who told him that about to go through something we don't even think is going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's going to be very, very devastating and emotional for him, and I'm
Have
excited for
you
the fans.
filmed any of that yet? Are you?
Oh, yeah. Like as an actor or as a
Yeah.
character?
But I mean, how hard was it to film?
Heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking because we've gotten so close, Andy, over the last seven
Yeah, of
years
course.
that, you don't just see, oh, this is
Uh,
Jesus up there. You see, though, that's Jonathan. That, you don't
yeah,
see, uh, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
the disciple John going through that. You see your brother George going through that. So it's like,
yeah.
you're seeing them go through that pain. Uh, yeah.
As I say, I've had the privilege of interviewing some of your fellow cast members over the last few years, including Jonathan, and I've asked every single one of them the same question, which is, what was your favourite film out of the whole series so far to film? What was
Oh,
your favourite scene so far to film?
my favorite scene. Oh my gosh. I'll give you two.
Okay.
One without spoilers is definitely a little montage to the beginning for Thaddeus in season 5. It's something I had been dreaming of, and I was so grateful that our writers, Dallas, Tyler, and Ryan, gave me the opportunity to portray that for Thaddeus. So I'll give you that one. And then the second one, it's so hard because there's so many. The walking on water is something I will never
Hey,
forget.
several of your colleagues said that as well.
I
They've
will
all said
never
that.
forget that, man. And that was at the beginning of season 3. We had to shoot that. I think it was week 2, so we had to keep that quiet for over a year. But
Oh,
that's the thing as an actor, you're dreaming of. You're dreaming of
yeah,
being a part of sequences with the water and the wind and the rain and just rocking on the boats. It's like you grow up watching these movies that have all this action. You're like, oh man, it would be so cool to be part of that. And then you're in it with your brothers, going through it, seeing Shahar plays Simon and Jonathan plays Jesus, have this such an emotional moment together. And that's something I'll remember for the rest of my life. It was 3 night shoots back to back to back. And that's something I think actors dream of, to be a part of something like that.
that's really interesting because everybody has just about said the same. Peter and Andrew, as I'll call them, and Matthew, and have all said the same thing. Quite a dramatic scene. I mean, it was a fantastic scene.
It's
I remember watching
incredible.
it on my TV here, being absolutely gripped, and I knew what was going to happen.
It's incredible. We chose not to wear our wetsuits in the beginning, and once
Right.
the rain came down, how cold it was, we looked at each other and went like, "This was a terrible mistake," and we changed right back into them. So
Sure. Now, obviously, we don't know much about what happened to Thaddeus, or do we? In after the crucifixion, do we? Do we know? Do we find out what happens to him? Do you know what happened to him in real life?
I know little snippets, but for people who are watching the show for context, I'm going to
Yeah,
keep that under
good.
wraps just in case.
I'm
But
trying.
there are a couple theories out there of what potentially happened.
Okay. And would you like to see him return? I mean, there was some talk of a TV series based on the Book of Acts at one
You
point.
know what? I would absolutely love it. I would say yes in a heartbeat
You
if
would.
Thaddeus
Okay.
were back, were
Sure.
to come back and acts. I love this show. I love it's reignited my faith, and as an actor, it's been amazing to build Thaddeus and give him a voice for so many seasons. So I'm so blessed, and I hope that is the case. We'll see what happens in the
Well,
future.
well I'm a Christian minister and I was so blessed to have the chosen. Thank you for it. Thank you for your time. I'm told our time is out. I hope I get to speak to you again one day, and all the best for season 5 and
All,
beyond.
all the best
We'll
to you,
be,
Andy.
we'll be
God bless
thinking
you,
of you
man.
and praying for you.
God bless you.
Thank you.